But there is no issue with wanting to be great. It's a part of human nature to want to be recognized. So Islam has confirmed for me, and I can say this humbly, that I was born to be great. And it's not just me. Every person has that feeling that they are special.
That's right.
But we don't know how to bring the greatness into reality. And we definitely don't know why we have the idea to be great deep down in our being. So we are reminded by Minister Louis Farrakhan that the Bible says Allah God created man in his image. The Quran says that Allah God made man his vicegerent, which means that man stands in the place of Allah God.
That's right.
The power to release that what is within starts with knowledge. The knowledge of Allah God, number one. The knowledge of self, number two. These two areas of knowledge are inseparable. Without the knowledge of Allah God, you can't see your relationship or connection with him. That damages your ability to release the power within. Without trust in Allah God or faith in Allah God, you cannot release the power within. Excuse me. So we all have this want and desire to be great, but we look at the world and see the effects that oppression has, and we think, how is this possible? But despite this, despite the grim realities of the world coming from the news and media, Islam has given me an optimistic point of view of the world and life itself. The Holy Quran, Surah 10, verse 63 and 34 says, "Those who believe and keep their duty, for them is good news in this world's life and in the hereafter." There is no change in the words of Allah. That is the mighty achievement. And Mother Tanetta, may Allah be pleased with her, asks, what is the reality of the life of the hereafter? She answered, entering into the life of the hereafter is the purification of the heart and mind and the renewal of our thinking into the thinking and mind of God. So this teaching of Islam makes heaven real and tangible. If you understand, a good life is not a life without problems, but life is heavenly when you are able to have enough knowledge and power to overcome the problems and not have them overtake you. Staying on this topic of how Islam gives me the proper point of view and perspective on life, the Holy Quran says we take Allah's coloring, and Allah is best at coloring. The minister has says, I believe it means we take Allah God's view on how Allah God views his own creation and how the believer views Allah's creation. Right. But we cannot see his creation without his help. His help comes in introducing the knowledge to us of that which he has created. We are giving separate classes in the Nation of Islam, one for men and one for women, where we are being trained on our specific roles and duties based on the nature of the man and woman. Right. Learning how to relate to one another in the proper way, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan has said, is the root of most of our issues and disunity. So being taught the standard of God on how to relate to my parents, my husband, and those in my community have been extremely valuable. And keeping the perspective of Allah while interacting with each other allows us to endure this process as we Black people make the journey towards being like God. That's the resurrection, y'all. And this means learning how to rise above emotion into the thinking of God. That's right. Our biggest battles are mental, and the pain we experience is the darkness of ignorance and lack of knowledge to overcome the weakness of ourselves. Right. So as mentioned earlier, we are after the renewal of our minds and the way of thinking in order to come into a heavenly-like state of being. Fortunately, The Nation of Islam, we are given the guide on how to do so through the study guide, Self-Improvement, the Basis of Community Development by the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.